Fine print on job applications. Let's get into it. I hear a lot from employers who complain that they have made bad hires, or the people who they hired turned out to have false credentials, on and on and on. This video is to help employers greatly reduce the chance of making bad hires. Now, before you implement any of the information in this video, please consult with your licensed business attorney, check the laws in your state, and ensure that you check your city ordinances. I created a video, and I'll put a link to it up here, where it discusses should you use your own in-house job application. And there are a lot of reasons why you should do it, and I highly recommend that you do that. On that in-house job application, there should be some statements on there to protect your company. Let's talk about some of those statements that I recommend you add to your in-house job application. Fill out the application form completely. If questions are not applicable, enter NA. Do not leave questions blank. This ensures that the applicant has not purposefully omitted information that may not look favorable. Resumes will not be accepted in lieu of applications. It ensures your company gets the complete information it needs from viable applicants. Finally, it gets back to compiling all the information on all of your job applicants in a standardized format. And I spoke about that in another video, and I'll put a link to it up here. Have you ever been convicted of a felony or subject to deferred adjudication on a felony charge? If your answer is yes, explain in concise detail on a separate page, giving dates and natures of the offense, the name and location of the court, and disposition of the case or cases. A conviction may not disqualify you, but a false statement will. As workplace violence continues to rise, as does the litigations that follow, this is a question that I highly recommend you add to your in-house job application. With that being said, there are city ordinances that inform employers as to what time they can ask this particular question. And if you decide to add this to your in-house job application or your hiring process, I recommend you specifically put this question in writing. Applicants are required to provide proof of diploma, degree, official transcripts, licenses, certifications, and registrations. It is up to your company to have a written process in place to verify this type of information. For example, if someone states that he or she is a licensed physician, your company should have a written process on how to verify this type of information online using a state-run, state-owned website, researching and verifying the information, printing it out, or add it to the applicant's records. I certify that the information provided by me in connection with my application, whether on this document or not, is true and complete. I understand that any misstatements, falsifications, or omissions of information may be grounds for refusal to hire, and if hired, termination. This certification protects your company against applicants who lie on their resume, applicants who ask friends to pretend to be former managers. It also protects your company against those applicants who purposefully omit information. Understand that as a condition of employment, you will be required to provide legal proof of authorization to work in the United States. And this is self-explanatory. If you hire an individual and they, on the first day of employment, cannot produce the legal proof that authorizes them to work in the U.S., you can give them a deadline or you can terminate them. Your job applicants should be able to authorize that any of the persons or organizations referenced in the application to give your company any and all information concerning prior employment, education, or any other information they might have, whether it's personal or otherwise, with regard to any of the subjects covered in the job application. And this is most important, that employee releases all parties from liability from any damages which may result from furnishing such information. When you collect this type of information, I highly advise employers to collect only that information that is documented. In other words, if someone on the other end of the phone says that this applicant sucked and he was an awful employee and on and on and on and on, I would request to see previous employment evaluations. If someone tells you that this person was violent or had violent tendencies, I would make sure that the information came from first person. In other words, this was not hearsay, that this was something that this manager whom you are speaking with witnessed firsthand, or that manager can produce a police report. If you're told that the applicant has attendance issues, I would again ask for documentation to prove it. Ensure the applicant signs the application and prints their name. I've had applicants, personally, I've had applicants who used a cursive font to sign their name on the application, and I always kick those back. You want to ensure that the job applicant uses manual labor and ink pen to sign the application. Use these job application tips combined with your written processes to help your company reduce its chances of hiring an unqualified applicant. Thanks for watching. If you want to know more about business operations, business management, human resources, and other topics related to running a business, click on one of those play links. Click on one of these click on the playlist.
One eternity later.
Click on one of these playlists. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe.